My name is Deshaun Malone, and today my topic is about the problems of climate change and global warming. This presentation will display the causes of climate change, and I will cover the many solutions of how we could solve the simple task of climate change and global warming around the world. I will start with the problems. Climate change issues involve rising global temperatures, extreme weather, heat waves, droughts, flooding, wildfires, sea level rising, ocean acidification, and melting ice. Stated by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration on May 29, 2025, in Climate Change Global Temperature, that droughts across the U.S. are harming food production and human health issues. Floodings are increasing death rates in different states, and heat waves are rapidly becoming more frequent. These are one of the many reasons for why our climate is affected by human activities, quoted by the United Nations published in 2025, Cause and Effects of Climate Change. That the largest cause in America is burning fossil fuels like cars, trucks, and airplanes that burn natural gasoline and diesel, power plants that burn coal and natural gases, and homes and businesses that use fossil fuels for our natural goods like electricity and heating, burning all gases that release carbon dioxide, which is the main greenhouse gas. There are many examples that contribute to climate change, such as industry and manufacturing, agriculture, deforestation and land use, and lastly, waste and landfill. Another global problem in climate change is having major impacts on ice-covered environments and the animals that live in those ecosystems. Rising global temperatures are causing glaciers, ice sheets, and sea ice to melt faster and faster than ever. The melting ice is raising sea levels, which is flooding coastal habitats around our Antarctica area and up north. It has a huge effects on animals, stated in an article by Cheng Ki-Tang. And rising temperatures and physical pain from 2024 by Murphy. The flooding of coastal habitats are hurting the animals. Polar bears depend on sea ice to hunt it for their food. Penguins need stable ice to breed and raise their youth. And the ice melting can flood nesting areas. And last, walruses use ice and resting platforms that the melting is increasing injury and death. With the rise of temperatures, that means heat waves throughout the seasons, more droughts throughout states, including California, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, because more and more evaporation drying out the soil, rivers, and lakes faster. Now that you know about some examples of causes, let me explain many ways that we could fix climate change. In an article by Murphy, PA, Global Warming Exceeding in 2024, we could try to fix global warming by reducing greenhouse gases and burning less fossil fuels. As he states, switching from coal, oil, and gas to renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectronic power. Using cleaner energy for electricity, transportation, and heating can greatly lower carbon pollution. Another important solution is protecting and restoring natural environments that absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, as quoted by Otto Rossanin in March 2025, in high-resolution models for assessing climate change. forests, wetlands, oceans, and grasslands can be helped stop by stopping deforestation and planting less trees. Plant less trees that remove excess carbon from the air. Another example is the Earth's methane gases, which is another main contributor, as an article by Gojun Keen, Access 2024, titled "The Model for Natural Gases Pipeline Failure for Under Carbon or Climate Hazards." That methane gases are more powerful than carbon dioxide at trapping heat. Methane is released from sources such as livestock, digestion in landfills, rice farms, and leaks from oils and natural gas systems. As agriculture and energy expand to support growing population, a small amount of methane can have a big impact on global temperatures, making it a serious concern. We can reduce waste and consumption habits by reducing the amount of waste that we send to landfills, which are a major source of methane gas. By recycling breaks down in ways that produces far less methane. Eating less meats can also help the community in a way, because livestock produces methane and requires a large amount of land and water. In a reading by Mark Dehongard in April 2024 titled "The Uninhabitable Earth, Life After Warning," he exclaims that we need to inform and educate people about climate change and encourage climate-friendly choices to help build long-term solutions by combining clean energy, environmental protection, smart policies, and individual action. We can reduce these effects of climate change in future generations. These challenges that I've stated have put a lot of stress on our environment and affecting the animals in our ecosystems that we need to fix ASAP. To conclude my speech, I've talked about the many ways that our Earth and ecosystem have been disrupted by climate change and national global warming. I also discussed the many causes of these problems and the things we may not see as problems today end up harming our world every day. And we unintentionally add to the problem and we need to be more self-aware of what we put into our world. And I went through how we can heal our Earth and planet from these causes. And that's my presentation.